The views and opinions expressed in this podcast are those of the hosts and guests and do not necessarily reflect the official policy or position of the podcast platform, its affiliates, or even the hosts. The information provided is for general informational purposes only and should not be taken as legal, financial, or professional advice. The host and guests are not liable for any errors of omission in the content, nor for any losses, injuries, or damages arising from the use of the information provided. Listeners are encouraged to seek professional advice relevant to their specific circumstances.
Today we'll be talking about holy basil, also known as Tulsi. So we're gonna lit. Do you like lit? There we go. Keep the tea nice and hot. Today I'm going to use a recipe. I know I usually make my own recipes, but I'm taking it out of this book called Healing Herbal Teas. And we'll probably put the link so you guys can see it better, by Sarah Farr. So I have all the ingredients but one ingredient. So I'm going to modify it and make it without that one ingredient. So in this blend, it says 3 parts Tulsi. And that's because she's, I want to say, representing the spirits of Hindu. So she has 0.5 part Vana, 1.25 parts Krishna, and 1.25 parts Rama. So 3 parts. So I'm just gonna do my own way because I'm just making tea for myself. Do about 1.5. This is my tea bloom teaspoon. And if you want, she talks more about why she dedicates each part of Tulsi to the Hindu gods, okay? I'll let you guys read that on your own. So she has that 1 part peppermint. Don't mind me, I have herbs on the floor because I have a lot going on my desk. This is the peppermint. I think I showed you my holy basil. It's in the jar. And it's dry. Everything I'm using is dried, okay? Except for, well, really the cinnamon. And I'll tell you about the cinnamon later. So I'm doing 1 part peppermint. So 1 teaspoon is my 1 part. And I always like to recap my stuff right away. That way if I'm clumsy, which I can be, and I knock it over, it's not going to spill everywhere. And this is my cardamom. So she has 1 part cardamom. The cardamom is strong. It's so strong for me. So I'm just going to use 1/2 teaspoon. So whatever recipe you get of using parts of herbs, if you're comfortable, you can adjust it. So what's good for you? Because the person who wrote this book, maybe she likes 1 part cardamom. I'm doing 1/2 part. So that's my 1/2 teaspoon of cardamom. It also calls for cinnamon, but I made a cinnamon honey for memory to help improve my memory. I don't always remember certain things so great. But I do notice when I have this cinnamon honey, I try to put it in the tea in the morning. It does help me cognitively throughout the day. And 1 part, well, she has 0.5 parts rose petals. So I like rose, but I'm low. Because I've been using rose for some of everything. I'll do 1 part. So 1 teaspoon of rose. Like I said, I like rose. And then she also has 0.5 part gotu kola. I don't have that. There was some in my backyard, but it got mowed when I mowed the grass, so it's gone. Actually, if you take note of things growing in your backyard, you may have stuff growing that you don't know what they are, and they're valuable herbs, not weeds. So here it is. It smells amazing. Oh yeah, that smells good. This is actually my first time having this tea. I was just flipping through the book looking for something to make with Tulsi that I could share with you all. So we'll put up the recipe that I just used, and you'll be able to make it for yourself if you want. Lunar Love by Denise, where everything is handmade in small batches. You can reach me at my Etsy website or at my email address and place your order. I'm also known as Lady D. Thank you. So while you weren't looking, I poured the water into the tea. I'll give you a nice look at it. It's a nice light green color right now. I'm going to put it back on the heat. The directions say for about 15 minutes. Here, I don't know, about 2 minutes ago. So I'll just set a timer for about 12 minutes. How's that? While we talk about Tulsi. And actually, before we do that, I was telling you about the cinnamon honey. I'm just going to get a nice teaspoon of this out. Well, you know what? That wasn't 12 minutes. That was human error. I'm not going to tell you what I did. There we go. 12 minutes. 12 minutes. Okay. So this is the tea. Well, the cinnamon honey. Doesn't that look amazing? It smells great. Like I was saying earlier, I made this to help with my cognitive function and memory. And I noticed that. So instead of putting cinnamon in the tea itself, I'm using the cinnamon honey, and that will take place of the cinnamon. Okay? One part. So, holy basil. And you've probably heard of it before. It is not the same basil as a culinary basil, but you can use this basil to cook with. It also is known as Tulsi, and that's the common name, Tulsi. The botanical name is Ocimum sanctum, but this version I have here is the Ocimum tiniflorum. So it's the two strains of holy basil, and it's in the Lamaceae family, which is the mint family. So there are a lot of things in that Lamaceae mint family, and we use the leaves and flowers, okay? And the energetics are warming and drying. So that's going to help with the cinnamon, because cinnamon is also warming. It's going to give it another smell. It actually has a nice sweet taste, smell. It says the tastes are pungent and bitter, but the smell is sweet. So the plant properties, there's a lot of good properties. It's an adaptogen, antimicrobial, uh, aromatic digestive. It's a relaxing nervine, cardiovascular tonic. It's an expectorant, so it helps you spit things up if you have mucus. It's neuroprotectant, so it helps your nerves, protects your nerves. It's an antioxidant, immunomodulator, analgesic, which means it's good for pain, and anti-inflammatory, which means it helps take the inflammation off. So this is a hard-working herb. It does a lot. So the plant is usually used for stress, anxiety, high blood pressure, viral infections, fungal infections. So it works for viral and fungal infections. inflammation. So that's amazing. It's good for pain, ulcers, depression, colds and flus, allergic rhinitis, the herpes virus, and type 2 diabetes, and also insulin resistance. So these statements have not been approved by the FDA. I'm just giving you information that I found from my research on what this plant has been able to do in the past. Take that as you will. So it can be used as a tea. The preparation is what I'm doing now, making it into a tea. Could be a decoction. That's when you cook it down longer. A tincture, as I told you before. You can use it with vodka or brandy, whichever one you choose. And then again, if you can't handle alcohol, you can make it into a glycerite using glycerin. And you can find those instructions somewhere online, I'm sure. Okay, so you can make it and use it as a juice or in your juice. You can make it as a poultice, so chew it up and put it in the cloth, like cheesecloth. You can put it on wherever you need on your skin. Let's say if you had a viral outbreak of herpes simplex on your skin, aka cold sores, you could put that poultice, you can chew it up, make that poultice and put it on that cold sore or herpes sore. You can grind the dry herb into a powder. Don't mind this. This is something I like to eat. The storm cloud zapper. But yeah, you can grind it into a powder. You can infuse it in ghee. So ghee is a butter. I've had ghee. It's wonderful. I'm not going to tell you how to make it because we're not here to talk about that. But if you want to look up ghee and infuse it in ghee, you can. And or honey. So you can also take that dried, powdered holy basil and mix it in a honey. And or you can use it and make it a mouthwash. So make the tea of the holy basil and swish it around as a mouthwash. So, holy basil has been known to help skin rashes, ringworm, poison oak, and other sun conditions. You can take the herb itself and rub it against the skin and or make the tea and rub that against your skin, and it relieves irritation, soothes rashes, provides antibacterial, antifungal, and antibiotic properties. So like I said, it's a hard-working herb. Holy basil can relieve congestion in the lungs caused by chronic or acute bronchitis, and it helps open the breathing passages and allows for easier breathing. And holy basil and healing oils has vitamins in the essential oil. So you can take the holy basil, soak it in the oil that you like extra virgin olive oil, and make your own holy basil oil base. Okay, so it's not an essential oil when you do it that way, but you are making your own holy basil base oil. Okay, so it can soothe the nerves, which we talked about, reduce the inflammation, lower the blood pressure. It has anti-cancer potentials according to recent studies. So there are studies that show it's helped with cancer. It works to reduce your blood pressure in patients with prediabetes or type 2 diabetes. It helps with weight gain, reduces excessive insulin in the blood, decreases insulin resistance, and helps stabilize the blood sugar levels. So I'm going to enjoy this cup of tea because I can use some of these principles, some of these benefits from it. It does, I want to note this, it helps reduce levels of uric acid in the body. And uric acid is mainly responsible for the growth of kidney stones. And holy basil also increases urination, flushes toxins from the body, and cleanses the kidneys. And it helps, I already said that, helps with pain and antidepressant. So if you have, you're usually depressed or you have pain, it could help with that. That is delicious. It's warming, like from the inside. And that is one of the energetics, warming and drying. Probably since I have it with other herbs, it's not pungent to me. But also when I smelled it, it smelled sweet. But you could smell it and think it's pungent, you know? Everyone can have their own perception of the same exact thing. Stop that timer, which was about to go off. So if you make yourself a cup of this tea, or just even if it's just the holy basil by itself, leave me comments below so I know what you think of it. This is wonderful. It's like a nice hug. So I hope to be able to share a cup with a friend. What about you? Just let me know how that works out for you. So we want to thank you for tuning in today, joining me, Lady D. We're talking about herbs. Today was holy basil, aka Tulsi. If you want to donate to the network, I guess the Cash App is $United Front. Is that right? We'll have it go across the bottom because I may have that wrong. But I think it's $United Front. Okay, yep. There it is. $United Front Network. You can email us at weareunited@myyahoo.com. You can like, share, subscribe. Please do. Please like it. Please share and please subscribe. I would appreciate that. And if you want to donate to myself, the host, my Cash App is $Naturalista D. And I appreciate you. Bye.